Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry. I'm on my knees today. I'm going to do the final baling of this reservoir for the hydroponic system. Irene did a lot yesterday. I've let the water level drop over the past 3 days because I need to replace all of the nutrient solution that's in this tank. So I'm going to start by removing the pump from the reservoir. And the pump has a protective cover on it. It's just a screen bag, and if you'll notice, it has a lot of algae in it. One of the problems with using open hydroponic systems is that you'll have a lot of algae bloom. I'm going to be remedying that in this next setup by covering this reservoir. Irene bailed a lot of the water out yesterday. For the past 3 or 4 days, I've let the water pump run and decrease the level in the reservoir. That's so that we don't have to take out as much water, because all of the liquid has to come out to change the nutrient solution. Irene's going to go ahead and start cleaning some of the algae off of the various pieces. Because the top of this reservoir was left open, which was my doing, we had an algae bloom. And that's going to happen anyway because there's always some light that's going to get in. But what we're going to be doing this time is we'll be putting a cover over it.
You should go through your junk and see if you have any anti-algae junk as part of your collection. We used to have some. I peeled a lot of the algae and some grass and all kinds of other crap out of the intake here. And we should probably check to see if this comes off. It's got to somehow. Ah, I see what that is. Got algae in it. We need to get that fixed a little bit better.
I'm going to go get set up to start filling up the makeup bucket.
Right, go ahead and get all the other stuff ready. And I'll continue scooping the last of this crud out. And I'll wipe it a little bit. It's not going to get everything out, but at least it'll get the big crunchy stuff out. Fortunately, I have a lot of experience scooping out the bottom of water. Not just from here, but from working with cattle tanks in the garden and all that other stuff. We don't waste anything. This water will be used somewhere. I'll probably dump it on one of the flower beds. All right, and that's the only thing that's coming out there.
I'm behind you.
Ouch. That's Doesn't mean it's clean, it just means it's cleaner. Can't quite reach the back of this. See if I can squish in there a little farther. This has got actually a small buildup of dirt back here because dust blows in. It settles in the lowest area.
Greenhouse.
I got some of it out. Oh, yuck. Hey, Roof, you came back. I thought you were going to stay in the house. It's a lot cooler in the house. We don't have AC, but at least it's cooler in there.
Let's go back inside, Rufus. Come on.
Okay. Okay, that'll start leaking down in there soon. Whew. I tried to get in there as much as I can. I can't reach the total back, but because there was quite a bit of mud back there from dust blowing in. But I was able to get out most of it. It's not clean.
Let's start filling up the reservoir itself now.
Okay. I heard that squeaky. Well, you should read the instructions before you use them. Okay.
Okay, if you'll move aside, I'm going to go ahead and put the nutrients in.
Okay, I just wanted to get the mouse stuff out of here. This had several pieces of mouse stuff stuck in the thing. Did you know that this was not completely open in terms of intake?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. I got that a lot cleaner. Okay. Oh, it's really settled out.
Yeah, the calcium doesn't like to stay dissolved in this amount of water. Now I have some nutrients pre-dissolved in this liquid right here. It's just water. The water I'm putting into the reservoir is from my rainwater tank out in the yard. This reservoir holds about 40 gallons, and the makeup water tank holds about 40 gallons. I'm just shaking this around to try to mix it up a little bit more before I put the nutrient solution in with the water. Because I made this solution a few days ago, the calcium has kind of dropped to the bottom. So I'm just adding some more rainwater into this container to help dilute the calcium. If you can see the bottom of the reservoir, you see that there's fine particles of calcium that have dispersed onto the floor. I have to make sure that all gets dissolved back into the nutrient solution. Well, a few days ago, I replaced the float valve. That's just a little float that controls a valve that controls the water from this makeup tank into the reservoir. I just set it for a slow drip. The reason why I took this out is because for some reason the valve was not closing all the way up. May not have been sealing. I'll take this apart later, see if I can recover it. But I'm not too worried about it right now. That replacement valve was about $15 at the local hardware store, so it's not a lot of money. But it's really pretty critical. Now we're going to be leaving in a few weeks to go to a big event that we do in Pennsylvania every year. And we have a friend who's going to be taking care of our garden spaces, including the hydroponics.
No.
So it's really important that I make this as much as possible hands-off. I really don't want to have to do much besides harvest the tomatoes off the plants. But she's going to have to refill this barrel with some water. It's going to take a while to fill up this reservoir. It's 40 gallons, and it just takes a little time. Irene's putting the water pump back into the reservoir. We'll check it to make sure everything is tight enough. And we have a mesh bag that's covering that pump to try to filter out any of the algae that blooms in the reservoir.
And just dust and stuff, because dust will blow in the door sometimes when we open it, especially if we have high winds. All right.
Okay, let's plug it in and see what happens.
I guarantee nothing will happen unless you turn the electricity back on.
We're working fine here.
I'll need to readjust the timer.
And all of the emitter pipes are doing just fine.
Good. Reduce the volume.
Plenty of volume on all of them, as far as I can tell.
Okay, should get enough flow through. That's the important part. It'll take a while before we get anything flowing back, because they've got to be pretty empty since they didn't get watered last night.
I'm going to move the water to the makeup tank and fill that up. In the meantime, I'm going to open the valve here on the side of the tank until there's just a dribble of water coming out. Now, I could plumb this to our house water and then just let the float control the amount of the water that goes in. But we're trying to just use the rainwater for this system because there's no additional minerals. Part of the thing with hydroponics is we want to control the mineral concentration as closely as we can. This is an ideal mix for our nutrient solution. If you're interested in learning more about our nutrient solution, leave me a comment in the notes below and I'll answer that as well. In the meantime, we're working. And we're tightening that screw up so that the float shuts off at the same point. Hey Irene?
Yeah.
Come on down and let's say
Right there.
goodbye to everybody. Well, changing the nutrient solution in the reservoir isn't real hard. It's a bit of a pain in the neck. Irene can reach mostly the back of the reservoir. Her arms are about 3 inches longer than mine, which means she can actually reach back there. It's a lot more difficult for me. So, to go over what we did again, I let the reservoir go down in volume. In the meantime, Irene was moving water out of the reservoir and putting it on our plants outside. This morning we came out, we removed the pump out of the reservoir. That's the pump for pumping the nutrient solution. And I moved the 2 air stones out of the reservoir. Irene cleaned as much of the algae out of here as she could get. We put the new water in. I added the nutrient solution. I mixed up the very end of that solution with the blender to try to get more of that calcium into the water. Now we're running the nutrient solution through all the buckets. Irene and I both checked to see what we have for flow, and flow looks good to me. How about you?
Yeah, no, it's better than it has been for a while. I noticed the other day that my concern was that the net bag had gotten so full of algae that it was impeding the flow on the, and when I jiggled it around, the flow did improve. So that's my take on it. We just need to keep this covered again, like we used to.
And it did about the only thing we can do really to control the algae now is to control the pH of the water and to block light. We have an awful lot of sun here in northern Arizona, even though we have an illuminate covering on the greenhouse. That's to keep in the heat during the day, keep the heat in at night during the wintertime. But unfortunately it also works in the middle of summer too. We run 2 fans in the greenhouse, one in the south side and the other in the north side. They work in tandem, more or less, to blow hot air out of the greenhouse and out the back. So, that's about all there is. We're going to finish filling up the makeup water. I'll tighten that float valve, and we're done for the day here.
Right. Got a million other things to do.
Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications because we're doing a lot of stuff. We're getting ready for this big trip that we go to Pennsylvania every year. A lot more stuff to do. I had to go replace some tires I hadn't expected to replace, but that's done.
Right.
So, now it's time to repair one board and start loading the truck up.
Right, because we're getting this place completely stabilized because our house sitter is needs to be able to take care of all this stuff, so we need to make it dead simple because she's not a gardener, but she can follow instructions. So
We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
bye.
Hey, don't forget to brainstorm.
We do.
Ouch, we do.
Yeah.
I'm too old to kneel anymore.
I'm not. I just don't like being wedged in places where I don't have any place to go to.